Hijacker Mike, aka Mr. Mac. I am here with someone special with an event we have at Ohlone tonight from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have Apostate Cigars here live in Ohlone with us. Food, drinks, giveaways, and specials tonight. But first, we have a man here who later on will be doing a tobacco tasting seminar. Brandon Oveson
What's
with
up?
Apostate.
How you
How you doing, my man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing great,
Good,
man.
good,
Glad
good.
to have you
Good.
in here. Glad to have you with us.
Glad to be here.
How's travel?
Travels is the best. I love travel. Yeah.
Oh,
Northern
man.
California, come on, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, I bet it is,
Yeah.
man. You're in.
You had casual smokers getting a little more serious. You had new smokers trying to find a new hobby while they're at home and bored. So I think overall, with us coming on the scene in 2021, it was really fortuitous timing. We had a lot of good relationships with some retailers because we come from the retail side, right?
Yeah.
So we already had friends in the business who were willing to take a risk on, you know, their buddy who's got a cigar line, right? And it kind of started that way and grew from there. So for us, you know, me being on the road is key. I can sit at home in my garage and make phone calls and send samples, or I can come to your space, I can shake your hand, I can give you a cigar, I can meet your customers,
Exactly.
and get to know you. It's not about me, right? It's not about the cigar even, really. It's about what the cigar does. And if you can be on the road enjoying that camaraderie and that community, I think it's going to go a long way toward building a brand. So with that approach and with the timing in the middle of a cool cigar boom, we're doing great.
Okay.
We're doing great. Business is great.
That's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
So coming up on cigars, what got you into cigars? What made you realize? Were you a cigar connoisseur, aficionado before you started Apostate, or actually, yeah, what got you into cigars? Were you sitting there one day saying,
Man.
you know what, I want to start my own line?
That is a in-depth question. Yeah, it's a perfect storm for me because I grew up in Utah.
Okay.
My business partner Kendrick did as well. We both grew up Mormon, and as Mormons, you're not allowed to imbibe, right? You don't drink alcohol, you don't drink caffeine, you don't smoke tobacco.
Yeah.
So he and I had a very similar upbringing in that kind of strict arena. You get into your 20s, you kind of decide, you know, I want to do my own thing. I left the church when I was 25. He left the church around the same age.
Yeah.
That's when you grow up in Utah and you're Mormon, that's your whole community.
Yeah.
That's everybody you know is in the church. So when you leave that community, you don't have a lot left.
Gotcha.
And I spent 4 or 5 years kind of a lost, wandering soul. And God bless her, my wife, who I met several years later, got me a birthday gift. It was 20 cigars, a humidor, cutter, a lighter, because I'm hard to shop for. So she's trying to be creative, right? Boom, we're back. So enjoying the cigars kind of turned me into a nerd about it. I started listening to podcasts. I listened to the Stogie Geeks. Remember when Coop was like a guest on that show back in the day? So I'm working, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm figuring cigars out.
Okay.
I didn't know that there was this whole community of cigar smokers waiting for me to find them, right?
Yes.
You go to a local lounge, and that's great, but I'm in Utah. There's not a lot of lounges, right? It's hard to smoke there. So I found a shop that had built a really cool community of guys, and they would all hang out, smoke cigars, and talk about cigars together. And from leaving the church to finding the lounge, that was my new community, right? That was the leap for me.
Okay.
And that's kind of what helped me be so passionate about it was I felt this sense of like not belonging anywhere, and then I found the cigar lounge.
Okay.
And now you walk in, you belong somewhere. You got people, it's a great equalizer. Everybody's on the same playing field. We're all enjoying at least one thing in common, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's where it really fortified my hunger for knowing more about cigars and my hunger for being a part of that community. And that shop happened to be run by Kendrick, who is now my business partner.
Nice.
So I got a job working for him at his shop. You know, 6 years down the road, it turned into, hey, maybe we should think about making our own cigars, and here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now,
Yeah.
speaking of your own cigars, tell us a little bit about your lineup you have with us tonight and what you would like to tell folks that have never tried your brand, that are cigar aficionados out there in the world.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. So Apostate is it's a labor of love, first of all. For us, it's less about what the cigar is and what the cigar does, like we were talking about. We want to foster a sense of community. We're working very closely with retailers. In order to do that, you have to have a really good product. So for us, we're working with Hochi Blanco, Tabacalera Palma in the DR. He's in charge of La Galera, San Parai, La Instructura, Aging Room Dominican. Who else? Matilde comes out of there. So a lot of really good, well-renowned brands coming out of that factory. We knew we wanted to work with Hochi when we started. His construction's impeccable. He's one of the biggest growers of tobacco on the island. We've got resources for days, and he gave us full creative license. We get to go down there and we handpick the tobacco. We're in charge of the blending. We have license to do what we want to do and kind of find our own expressions. So tonight, what we're featuring, we have 6 blends on the market right now. We've got 2 new blends shipping out to retailers probably next week. But for the 6 that we've got tonight, we've got our initial release called the Initiatory, Sumatra, San Andres binder, all Dominican filler, nice and oaky. Everything we blend is kind of in the medium as far as strength profile goes. So if you're looking for, an accessible strength cigar with really complex flavor, that's Apostate all day, and that's what we're offering tonight. We've got 6 blends on the table, a little bit of something for everybody. We've got a Connecticut, we've got a Maduro, we've got a Candela, we've got a Sumatra, Corojo, Pennsylvania broadleaf that you and I are enjoying right now. Well, you're enjoying the Leahona, that's our Connecticut. So yeah, we won't only have 6 blends on the market, but they're 6 very unique, different blends that should appeal to people who have a good palate for flavor.
Cool. And also the cigar I will be reviewing later on and dropping tomorrow, Wednesday. Tell us a little bit about the cigar you picked for me to review.
So he's going to be smoking the Zara Hemla. That is the 6th release in our lineup. It debuted at the PCA last year. Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper, Cameroon binder, genuine Cameroon from Africa. And then you've got San Andres and Dominican in the filler. This is a good medium offering. It's bready. It's got a little bit of a baking spice on the finish. It's got a little sweetness that you pick up. It's really good paired with pretty much everything. I'm drinking a rye, and it's going very well. So, yeah, if you like pairing your cigars with spirits, or if you like coffee, or if you like tequila, this is a good utilitarian smoke. It's going to match up.
Nice, very nice. All right, well, before I let you go here, one final question. What's in the future of what you can tell us for Apostate Cigars?
Man, good things. So we are doing, like I said, 2 more blends. Those 2 blends to round out the core 8 are dropping hopefully next week to retailers. After that, we get to get a little creative. Maybe you'll see some new sizes. Maybe you'll see a cigarillo. Maybe you'll see something else under the Apostate umbrella. We're headed down to the Dominican Republic next month to get creative with Hochi, figure out what's on the list, and hopefully you'll see something really intriguing and cool at PCA 2025 in New Orleans.
There it is. Folks, I want to thank Brandon for joining us.
Thank you, man.
My man, thank you for joining us down here in Ohlone. Come down anytime, even after today's event. Come down and join us and check out this man's great lineup of cigars. As if you look at Smoking the Bay cigar review, I have 2 reviews up right now, the Feathered Serpent and the Deseret cigar. And soon, now I got to learn how to say it because I butcher names like a mofo.
Zara Hemla.
Zara Hemla. I will be reviewing that tonight and releasing it tomorrow on the channel. So like I said, Brandon, thank you again, my man.
Absolutely.
Let's enjoy the event. If you see this live, come on down. If you're in the area and join us, come check out the great lineup and the deals and the giveaways and some food and drink we got for you here.
Gotcha.
Once again, we thank you for joining us on Smoking the Bay, Apostate Cigars at Ohlone Cigar Lounge tonight. Peace.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah.